The purpose of our immigration system is for the benefit of American citizens, not foreigners or anybody else. Why are our Democrat colleagues so determined to flood our country with millions of illegal aliens? And I'd like to suggest that perhaps it's because they benefit from it politically.
What you are about to watch is a sitting United States Congresswoman stand in front of the American people and use the victims of mass shootings as a smokescreen to dodge the single most important question in this debate. Why are Democrats so hell-bent on keeping the border wide open? Brandon Gill just walked in, dropped the truth like a sledgehammer, and Jasmine Crockett responded with one of the most dishonest deflections I have ever seen in Congress. He exposed the whole game, the lies, the word tricks, the political scheme, right there on the record, in front of everybody. This is the video they do not want going viral. Hit that like button right now, subscribe, and do not move, because the full breakdown is coming and it will blow your mind. Let's watch.
I feel as if my colleagues from across the aisle have decided that they are going to make immigrants the boogeyman. It's insanity to me, but they also are showing compassion for victims, which they should, but they have no compassion for people that are contributing to making us great in this country. So, interestingly enough, I'm curious to know, Mr. Beer, if you know if immigrants contributed to these particular crimes. There was a mass shooting in Buffalo, New York that killed a number of African Americans as they were trying to shop for groceries. Was the defendant an immigrant in that case? Do you know?
No, he was a U.S.-born citizen.
Thank you so much. Charleston, South Carolina, there were black churchgoers trying to praise the Lord. They were killed. Was that an immigrant that perpetrated that or not?
No, that was a U.S.-born citizen.
Thank you so much. Now, coming home to Texas, there was an El Paso shooting. Do you know if that was an immigrant or not?
No, they were targeting immigrants in that case.
In fact, each of these cases, it was white supremacists. And so the last unanimous consent that I'd asked for is this article that states that white supremacists behind over 80% of extremism-related U.S. murders in 2022.
Without objection.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nothing excites me more than the thought of President Trump initiating the largest deportation operation in American history. I'd like to remind the committee that the purpose of our immigration system is for the benefit of American citizens, not foreigners or anybody else. For the past 4 years, Democrats have facilitated the invasion of over 10 million illegal aliens into our country. Open borders grow the welfare state, they depress American wages, strain our education and healthcare system, price our working class out of owning a home, and flood our communities with violence and drugs. Mr. Beer, and as well as my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, you're intellectualizing about illegal alien crime notwithstanding. I'd like to remind you that the correct number of American citizens murdered or by illegal aliens is 0. Americans have learned firsthand that importing the third world will turn America into the third world. So in light of the chaos of the past 4 years, the question that has come up earlier is, why are our Democrat colleagues so determined to flood our country with millions of illegal aliens? And I'd like to suggest that perhaps it's because they benefit from it politically. Remember that every state is apportioned congressional seats based on population, not based on citizenship. Counting non-citizens in congressional apportionment has resulted in more seats for blue states and fewer congressional seats for red states. For instance, excluding non-citizens, California, would have an estimated 3 fewer congressional seats. In Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, traditionally red states would each have an estimated 1 additional seat. Right now, in a political environment where Republicans have a 2-seat majority in the House of Representatives, the presence of millions of illegal aliens in America could quite literally change the balance of power in our country.
The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
The ultimate goal of mass illegal immigration is mass amnesty and citizenship for illegal aliens, which of course means ultimately allowing them to vote. And that's not a conspiracy theory either. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer himself said it just 2 years ago, and I'm quoting him, "Our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million, or however many undocumented there are here." That is their words, not mine. And it appears that for the past 4 years, providing a path to citizenship for illegal aliens is precisely what the Biden administration has been doing.
Brandon Gill was not just right, he was surgically, devastatingly, unapologetically right, and Crockett knew it. That's why she never once engaged with a single thing he actually said. Instead, she ran straight to Buffalo, Charleston, and El Paso, genuine tragedies, and tried to weaponize them to protect open borders. That is shameless. Nobody was talking about homegrown criminals. Gill was talking about an invasion of 10 million illegal aliens that Democrats waved through on purpose, and Crockett's answer was to talk about white supremacy. That's not a rebuttal. That's a magic trick designed to make you forget the question. And notice the word game she kept running. Immigrants. Not illegal immigrants. Not people who broke federal law to enter this country. Just immigrants. Because if she says illegal, the argument falls apart instantly, and she knows it. It's a deliberate lie by omission, and it's meant to make Brandon Gill look like a bigot for wanting a sovereign border. It is dishonest to its core. But Gill didn't flinch. He laid out the real consequences: depressed wages, strained hospitals, crushed housing costs, violence, drugs, all of it landing on the backs of working American citizens. And then he went even further and did what almost nobody in Washington has the guts to do. He told you exactly why Democrats are doing this. Congressional seats are apportioned by population, not citizenship. California gets more power in Washington because millions of illegal aliens are counted in their population. Red states lose seats. The balance of power in the House shifts. And when Schumer's amnesty plan goes through and those millions get citizenship and voting rights, it is over. The electoral map changes permanently and by design. This is not a theory. Chuck Schumer said it out loud with his own mouth, and Gill played the tape. That is the confession. That is the entire blueprint exposed in one hearing. Brandon Gill didn't just win that argument. He pulled back the curtain on the single biggest political power grab in modern American history. And Crockett's only answer was to change the subject. That tells you everything you need to know.